Nepal, a beautiful country. It's a feeling, warm and cozy. It's home. In this video, I'll show you how to make a map of Nepal using clay, resin, and some dry flowers. You will need resin, hardener, some clear cups, colors of your choice, gloves because you're going to work with resin, knife, rolling pin, parchment paper, sponge, board, clay, and some dry flowers. It's holiday seasons, and I just made a warm cup of coffee. Drinking coffee during a creative process is a different feeling, at least for me. Let's start by taking some clay and start kneading it like you would do with a flour dough. It's almost like making a bread. Start rolling the clay and make sure that you keep on turning the clay. Also, don't press too hard because some areas will come out thinner than the other, so just keep an eye on the thickness of the clay. I had already made a map of Nepal and have an outline. Place it on the clay and press it with the rolling pin. Use a knife and trace it along the outline. Take your time with it, don't rush. Make sure that your knife is sharp because we definitely want a smooth edge. Once you're done, pull away the rest of the clay, and this is such a satisfying process. Keep the clay aside because we will be using it. Pull out the paper as well. From the clay, let's cut the outline again because we want to use that on the edge of the map. This will create borders and also add character. We're going to pour resin, so we also need something to hold it. Use your fingertips to press the clay. Adjust if you need to. Just observe and see where you can smooth out the edges. I used the knife and a wet sponge. So I wanted to give meaning to the map by separating them into three regions: the Himalayas, the hills, and the vast land of Tarai. Let's cut a small piece of clay long enough to go from one end to the other. Place it on the clay. You could either just make a straight line or give some character by giving it some curves. Make sure that you press it firmly, especially at the corners, because what happened with my results is that the resin overflowed from one part to the other. I used the knife to press these lines so that they're attached to the base clay. Once you're done, place a parchment paper on a baking tray and put it on the oven. Temperature 275 for about 13 minutes and leave it to cool down. You could air dry it too, but I'm someone who does not have the patience to wait, and this clay is oven friendly. So I completely forgot to turn on my camera. I had already poured resin over the dry flowers on the top part of the map. Now, when you're working with resin, you'll have to use an equal parts of resin and hardener. Use a clear cup so that you can see the level. I added just a tiny bit of metallic color to the mix of resin and hardener and stirred for about 3 minutes. I placed some white snow flowers to give an effect of white mountains and poured the resin. For the middle part, I placed some dry green leaves and flowers to give an effect of green mountains. For the color, I used a metallic leaf green, just a tiny amount, because I want the dry flowers and leaves to show. For the lower part, I placed some dry flowers with an earthly color and some yellow ones to create a vast field. For the color, I used a little bit of copper. You'll have to let it dry for about 24 hours. And this is the end result. I absolutely love how this came out.